We've already talked about variables, which are places that you can store data. And the next pillar of computer science is branches. And branches are ways that your program can make decisions. Okay. Let me give you an example. A branch is an if statement. So if we say if num is greater than 50, and then I'll go ahead and create num is equal to 25, then I can't print something out. Your number, or let's say num, is greater than 50. Okay. So, how does a branch work? Well, it's going to go sequentially, of course. So, it starts at the top on line 5. It's a comment, which is ignored. And then we have a blank line, nothing's there. Line 8, we're creating the variable called num that can store int data. We store a 25 inside of it. Then we get to line 9, nothing's there. We get to line 10, and it checks if the condition is true. And so is the condition true? Is 25 greater than 50? No, that's false. So since it's false, it does not execute this block of code. Right? Then it gets down to line 13 and the program ends without printing anything out. Right? Let me go ahead and run this so I could show you that it actually does what it's supposed to do. Where is my output? Okay, so here we are. Sorry about that. So I am running my code, and you can see nothing prints out. Okay, well, why? Because the condition inside this if statement is not true. So let me go ahead and change this to 95 and rerun it. Now the condition is going to be true, and it's going to print out num is greater than 50. So this is the first type of branch. It's called an if statement. But we have different variations on it. We have if, and we also have else, right? So you can put an else in here if you want. And how does the else work? Well, the else is going to execute if the condition in the if is not true. So we could say is less than or equal to 50. Right? So now if I change this back to 25, well, line 10 is going to be false. Right? 25 is greater than 50. That's not a true statement. And then it's going to come down to line 12, and it's going to print out num is less than or equal to 50. So I'm running the program, and it prints out num is less than or equal to 50. Right? Prints out the else. So we have another variation, but I'm going to talk about that later. But let me go ahead and concentrate now on the condition. Right? The condition needs to be value operator value. And so values can be variables, values can be constants, right, numbers. And the operators can be greater than, it can be greater than or equal to, which we write like so. It can be less than, it can be less than or equal to, and it could also be equal, which means equals, or exclamation point equals, which means not equals. Right? So these are the different operators we can use inside of a condition, inside of an if statement. And so, yeah, so that's how ifs and else's work.